The sound of his laugh still echoes. It wasn't the kind that fades, it was the kind that lingers in the cracks of your skull. "We don't need your pocket change," he said, swirling his whiskey like a man who thought he owned time. "This is a $50 million business, son." My wife smirked beside him. The same smirk she used when she thought I wasn't watching. The same smirk that used to mean, "I'm yours." Now it meant something else. I sat there, holding my glass, watching the golden liquid tremble in my hand. I didn't flinch, didn't speak, didn't need to. While her father laughed, while her mother adjusted her pearls, and while my wife leaned back, her hand resting just a little too comfortably on the table's edge, I pulled out my phone under the tablecloth. "Withdraw all backing from Anderson Holdings. Effective immediately." Sent. Their emergency board meeting started in 10 minutes. I watched the timer on my phone tick down. 9:57, 9:56, 9:55. My wife caught my eye. She smiled. Sweet, hollow, rehearsed. And for the first time in 3 years, I smiled back. But it wasn't warmth that moved through me. It was the quiet satisfaction of inevitability. 2 nights ago, I found her phone buzzing at 2:13 a.m. The name flashing on the screen wasn't saved, but I recognized the number. Her father's executive assistant. At first, I thought it was work. Late-night planning, investment coordination, something harmless. But I watched the messages unfold. "He's asleep. You can come up now." Same room? Always the same. A slow, methodical nausea crept up my throat. Not rage, not disbelief, just the quiet confirmation of something I had already begun to suspect. In the morning, she kissed my cheek. Her perfume lingered too long. Her smile didn't reach her eyes. And when I told her I'd be working late, she didn't ask where. That was the tell. When someone stops being curious about your absence, it means they've already filled it with someone else. I sat in my office that night, lights dimmed, the city bleeding through the glass walls. A file on my desk, investment summaries, Anderson Holdings financial dependencies, everything I had helped them build, everything I could unmake. Betrayal doesn't come like a storm. It seeps in, drop by drop, until you're drowning in silence. The next day, I did what I do best. I listened and I calculated. I went to the company's headquarters under the pretense of discussing an upcoming merger. Her father shook my hand, too firmly. His eyes darted, fast, nervous. Guilt? No. Arrogance. The kind that only grows in the dark corners of deceit. I noticed small things. Her father's cufflinks, ones I'd gifted him 2 years ago, were now on his desk, not his wrists. A careless sign. Her assistant's perfume, same brand as my wife's, different concentration. The elevator logs, 2 entries, same floor, midnight. Coincidences form patterns when you're patient enough to wait. That night, I checked her car's GPS records. Same address, twice a week. Always between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. Always when she said she was visiting her mother. I didn't confront her. I didn't rage. I simply began constructing the scaffolding of their collapse. I moved funds, quietly, methodically. My financial influence ran deeper than her father knew. He'd invited me into his empire, not realizing I'd learned every weak joint in its frame. And as I watched their stock tickers fluctuate, I thought about the word trust. How fragile it was. How easily replaced by control. The evidence arrived in an envelope the next morning. Private investigators' report, photos, times, hotel receipts, her handwriting on the check-in forms, her father's name beside hers. A perfect, disgusting symmetry. For a moment, I stared at their faces frozen in grainy black and white. Her laughter, his hand on her lower back, the intimacy of betrayal carved into simple posture. I felt nothing. Not anger, not sorrow, just a hollow understanding. like finally reading the ending of a book you already knew by heart. That evening, she came home humming. She dropped her purse on the table and asked, "Rough day?" I slid the envelope toward her. She opened it. The hum stopped. The color drained. Her breath stuttered. She looked up at me, searching for emotion, for explosion, but all she found was quiet. "I know," I said. No accusation, no raised voice, just truth, heavy and immovable. Her lips trembled. You don't understand. It wasn't." "I understand perfectly." And I did. Now we were back at the dinner table. Her father laughing, ignorant of the text I'd just sent. Her smirk faltering as her phone buzzed. Once, twice, 3 times. Board members calling. Emergency alerts from the financial department. The empire beginning to sink, brick by brick. He reached for his phone, the laughter breaking mid-breath. "What the hell?" His eyes widened as he read. His lips parted, but no sound came out. My wife turned to me, her smile gone, her pulse visible in her neck. I raised my glass. "To family," I said softly. The toast lingered like poison. Her father stood up, his voice cracking. What did you—" I leaned back, calm. "Just reclaimed my investment. Nothing personal." It was personal, of course. It was surgical. As their world began to fracture, I saw her realize something. That every lie, every whisper in the dark, every quiet manipulation had been documented, analyzed, and repaid. Not in anger, in precision. I left before the shouting began. The city outside was cold, silent. The kind of silence that comes after you've burned the last bridge and feel no regret. I walked to my car, the lights of the Anderson estate fading in the rearview mirror. There were no winners tonight. Just the truth, stripped of illusion. As I drove, I thought about the moment she smirked, that small, confident curl of her lips, the one that started it all. It didn't hurt anymore, because I finally understood. People like her only smile when they think they've already won. I smiled once, just to see how it felt. Then I whispered to myself, "Checkmate," and drove into the dark.